My name is Abby Rexroad, and I work for the Inclusive Child Care Program, and I'm housed out of Neighbor Impact in Redmond. The Inclusive Child Care Program is a statewide program, and I'm the consultant for our Tri-County area, so Deschutes, Jefferson, and Crook County, and work with child care providers and preschool teachers. Basically, the ages of children that the program covers is birth to 17. So it can look very different for a lot of different families, and I think they do that on purpose, so it's very individualized to meet the child's needs and the family's needs. We work with in-home family child care providers. We work with licensed centers, child care centers, preschools, Montessori schools, summer camps. We've been partnering with BIN Parks and Rec as well as Boys and Girls Club. And it could also be like a relative that's helping out and watching a child in the home. Whoever is caring for the children that are identified as needing a little extra support, we give them those tools to help include them. I think the biggest part of my job probably is just listening. Whether it's a parent that's calling and is upset because their child doesn't have any stability and they don't know how they're going to go to work if they don't have care for their child, or a provider that's just kind of pulling their hair out thinking, I don't know what else to try, I'm having a hard time including this kid. So some of the behaviors can range from just having a difficult time transitioning, that's a really big one, to not being able to calm down during nap time, being destructive in the classroom, violent or aggressive with peers or with the teachers. Sometimes it's just loud verbal disruptions that the teachers, it's kind of teaching them, well, if it's not really disrupting the other kids and it's not really affecting you, then maybe we could find a way to move on, and if the child needs to be verbal at that time, then that's okay. And then also just kind of giving them some tips and tools into how to include them to make the child comfortable, whether it's learning a little bit more about what the child may or may not be diagnosed with, if that's helpful information, or just giving them some other tools that work for all kids. Just kind of learning to meet them where they're at instead of just teaching the way they teaching the way that the children learn. I was doing a training recently, and this is one of the first ones where we had child care providers in the room, and we also had some parents that attended, and watching that partnership grow while they were learning the same skills, and the parents were making comments like, wow, that really sounds like my son, or we should try that at home, and watching that partnership grow and then them leave with the same tools that they could try on a consistent basis was really fantastic. I have a lending library that I've created, so I get to order different tools and things that providers can use in their environment just to kind of test them out to see if they work before committing and purchasing them. So I got a variety of different like chairs and things that children can sit on if they're having a hard time at circle time. And this one child, he was really struggling. The teachers were really struggling with how to include him in any part of the day, and especially circle time. He just didn't want to have anything to do with it. And so I just dropped off a few different things, and one of them was this seat that had sides on it, so it felt more secure, and it had an optional lap belt that the child could buckle himself in if he wanted to. And after that training, the provider showed me this video on her phone of him sitting in the circle, and it wasn't just the smaller class, it was the whole center having circle together, and he was sitting there clapping and singing along for the first time for their circle time, and the teachers just were like, had tears in their eyes. They were like, I can't believe it worked.